Hello, and welcome back. So if you saw my video with Cosmo, my most recent one, where we did our sleeper builds, I just wanted to go over a few of the things that I did in that video in case you want to do something similar with your vehicles out of automation. So the first thing is how you get two different variants listed as one vehicle in BeamNG. So what I did was I built two separate vehicles in here. Actually, I built one and then cloned car model and trims and did everything that I wanted to change engine and body wise between the two of them. And what you do is whenever you go in, you'll notice that there is two different places that you can name things. You name it up here. Now this name right here, this is going to be the variant name that shows up whenever you get in the vehicle after you open up the vehicle in BeamNG. And then when you go to export, you see there's a car name and mod name here. So what you do is you give them the names that you want in that other page, and on this page you make sure that you have the same car name, the same mod name, and that it is not zipped. You want to leave that unchecked. Export one, then you can go back, go to your other vehicle, change make sure this name is different, and then export the other one with the same information on the export screen. That puts them both into the same unzipped folder. And I will pull that over. Here you go. This is what that folder looks like. So in the unpacked, I have the mod name, vehicle, car name. So those are the names that we put in the exporter. And then in here we have this 9FE8D. That is one of the vehicles. That is actually the blue one. And the C72AF, that is the green one. Those are my two variants. And the names are put in the info files in here. So if you want to go in and change that, that's where you would change how it's listed, etc. So the second thing is, as you're looking in here, you'll notice that these photos here look a little bit different than this in that it doesn't have these red cameras. So the cameras are my export cameras, my driver cam, and my hood cam. That way I can place them exactly where I want them. But when you export it to BeamNG, what you end up with is a screenshot that looks like this. And I didn't want that. So we're gonna jump over to BeamNG again. And here you can see the car with two variants. Open it, and there's the two variants. So we're going to get new screenshots, new thumbnails for these. When I did this earlier, lighting was a little harsh, so we're going to try to change that. So what you do, you go to free roam, click down here, include auxiliary debug content in the showroom. So you want to go to the showroom and spawn in there. Now we're going to switch to our vehicle, and we'll start with the green one, which was a C72, replace current. Okay, so what I want to do with mine, I'm actually going to go into photo mode here, and I'm going to check reflections here. And that cleaned this up a little bit for what I want it to look like. And I also want to have this come in with a little bit lower tire pressure. It seems to help a little bit with the grip. So we're gonna go ahead and drop this down to like 19 and hit apply. So now we've made changes we want visually, changes we want in the tuning. I'm gonna go to save and load, go to the C72 because that was this version, and click overwrite. Now we're going to go back in and do the same thing with the other version. make sure photo mode, yep, reflection's still the same. We go to vehicle config, go to our tuning, change our tire pressure again. Hit apply. Now we're going to go to save and load, and this time it's the 9F, and click overwrite. Alright, so now that got us the save files, but they're not in the place that they need to be for the mod. So currently they're in your BeamNG local file. So if you go to wherever you have your BeamNG files, click on your latest version, and come down to vehicles, you'll find your vehicle name there, and inside you'll find screenshots and PC files. Screenshots obviously are the screenshots that get used up in the vehicles tab. PC files tell it what is in or on or tuned with that vehicle. So we want to copy those over into the mod folder. So we're going to come back over to our mod folder. Once again, this is under the 0.31 mods, unpacked because we never zipped it. Find your vehicle, go into vehicles, click on the vehicle again, and now here's the images we want to replace and the PC files that we want to replace here and here. So it's as simple as copying and pasting or dragging and dropping those into here. Replace anything that has the same name. And now there's two things you may need to do afterwards. Sometimes if your previous ones in here are .png, you'll end up with two of them, one .jpg, one .png. Just delete the one that you don't want. It can use JPG or PNG file, doesn't matter. The other thing is default. You see that default hasn't changed, which means when you click on vehicle, the first image that shows will not be any, it will still be this one instead of the newer one. So I'm going to delete the default, take the one that I want, and we are going to just copy and paste it. Come in here and just rename it default. Alright, so then if we come back into BeamNG, Control R, which will refresh the vehicle, come up to vehicles. I actually have to do Control L, refresh the Lua. Come up to vehicles, and now we have our new default photo. And then we have our new photos in here for both of them. Now, the last thing that I did, we're going to jump back into a different map for this, and you'll see why in a second. Bring in one of those vehicles again. So the last thing that I did is mess around with the headlights. So we'll make this a little bit darker out here. So whenever I first exported this from automation, all four lights came on for low beams and went brighter for high beams. And I changed it so that only the outer ones come on for low beams and the inner ones come on brighter for high beams. And I'll show you what I did to make that happen. So going back to the mod folder, you're going to go into your vehicle. So this one was a C72. You're going to go to C72. You're going to go to your number and then main. Open that up. I use Notepad++. There's other code editors you can use. Notepad++ is free and easy. And if you want to even have the colors, you can just click that to JSON, which will help you figure things out. And so now the main thing in here is we're in the props section. In the props, these are a whole bunch of props that we have. These are all our lights right there and the steering wheel. Now you see the ones that are bright red? It's because I put two slashes in front that comments out, that makes the program not look at those. So I found that this outer light here was this first section, so I just commented out the high beam, so it only has a low beam section. This was also that same light. One was the bulb, one was the glass, so I had to do it for both of those. And then this was on the other side. The next grouping was this light, so for this one I commented out low beam for the glass and the bulb, and then same thing for the other side. Now I did have some issues with that, and I don't know why. It gave me it just wasn't working quite right. I went into the glow map, and I found for these two fixtures, low beam and high beam, I just set them all to 0, which is, I don't think it's the right way you're supposed to do it, but it's what worked for me. But setting those like that, I think it was basically just getting rid of the one that was in there is what did it. But setting those then gave me the rest I did. Then you save it, Control R, refreshes your vehicle, and then you should be good to go. So you can use that to make your high beams and your low beams as different or trigger different things however you want. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. If you didn't watch a video with Cosmo, make sure you go watch that so you can see the crazy shenanigans that we got up to. And don't forget to go over and check out his channel as well, watch his version, see what he did on his vehicle. And if you have any questions, if you have anything that you want to learn how to do, I am not a professional at this. I don't know what I'm doing, but I love learning. So if you have something that you want to see done, let me know. Maybe we can learn it together, or if I know it, or if I've seen a video on how to do it, I will point you in the right direction. Anyway, hope you enjoy that. Have a good one. Peace.